All right, so it says Brian ends chapter 2 thinking, I wish my family had more money. I wish that girl didn't have to see me broke. I wish I had a brother for real. I wish I wasn't in my feelings. I wish I didn't care so much. Think about the events that led to Brian thinking in this manner. Use the space below to create a quick sketch of the character. So that's where we're going to stop. And I want you to explain your quick sketch.
Okay. So I put the Brian sad because he thinks his life is misery because he doesn't have money, and he has a brother that he doesn't even know, and his girlfriend called him broke. So basically, like, what made him leave this way is because of he never met his brother. He never got introduced or anything to his brother that is on his dad's side.
Mm-hmm.
And the girl that he thought she liked really didn't want him anymore because he didn't have any money.
Uh-oh. All right, so you don't put some extra into the story. What makes you think that the girl don't want him anymore because he's broke?
Because she started laughing when she found out she was
So you're
broke.
inferring that she's not interested in him. I didn't know that she was interested in the beginning, but okay. All right. So, absolutely. So let's talk about how this character has developed over time. So at the beginning of the story, and we're just going to have a discussion. At the beginning of the story, we met Brian. He was the narrator. And remember, we talked about all of this is from what point of view?
Brian's point of view.
Brian's point of view. So it could be skewed, right? Because it's from his vantage point. But we met Brian. Brian started talking about Ava. He started talking about his mom. He started talking about Mike, right? And how he felt about them. And so at the beginning of the story, we found out, we gave him some character traits like jealous. You even came up with, you remember?
Wait, what's
G?
that?
Gullible. Him being gullible. So he's developed into these different characters. He was jealous because he didn't like how his mom or how Mike interacted with his mom, right? Then we talked about him being gullible. Why?
Because, wait, what? Mike kept telling him to do things for him, and he would do them.
Well, that was in the book talk. I want us to what we've read. He had an interaction with his sister,
and his sister was making fun of him. And then he believed everything his sister said. Like, he's a doctor. We found him at McDonald's. Like, and he actually believed it.
Right. And so we talked about putting that in our back pocket and thinking about like him being gullible and how things might unfold in the rest of the text. So now we're here. He's at the bodega, and we're saying he's having some thoughts. He's kind of disappointed that he has to buy food on credit. Mm-hmm. Right. He feels as if he can't say much or complain about the bread. Why doesn't he want to complain about the bread?
Because bread is bread.
Oh, remember he says, discuss how the character has changed.
Discuss the illustration?
Mm-hmm. So talk to me about your illustration.
So basically, I did it where he was walking out the store, and you know how he's leaving the store, has some buildings, so the buildings are in front of him and the sun is setting, and then the grass and stuff in his hair. And I had made these thought bubbles because he's like deep in thought. I didn't have time to put like all of them, but I put 2 of them. I wish my family had more money, and I wish I didn't care so much. And I kind of imagined that in the book too.
So why did you draw him the way you drew him? Based off of what we've read so far.
I drew him like that because
What has happened so far?
He got swatted and hissed at a cat. He had to go through that nasty elevator. He had to deal with, was it Mikey, his name?
Mike. Mm-hmm.
Oh, Mike. And then he has to deal with his sister teasing him. And then he felt embarrassed because a girl from his school saw that he was broke.
So at the beginning of the text, we met Brian, who is our narrator, right? And at the beginning, we described him as being jealous because of the interaction between his mother and Mike. He didn't like the way his mother was interacting with Mike, right? How else did we describe him at the beginning?
Gullible.
Gullible, why?
Because when his sister would tease him, he would basically believe her and take it in and then go through something. Like, for example, when she said that he was found in the dumpster, he really had to get proof that he was actually his mom's real son.
Right. And so then she goes on to say within the text right after that Mike had what type of, maybe Mike was what to him?
His brother.
His brother. How did he feel about that?
He just felt upset about that because he's already mad that he's close to his mom. So it's just for his sister to say that, he's already more upset.
Absolutely. And so then we go into chapter 2, and at the beginning of chapter 2, he finds out that he has to go to the bodega, right? And knowing that he has to go to the bodega and using credit makes him feel what way?
Feel like makes him feel like he's broke.
He is broke. Like he feels like he's broke. He doesn't have any money. But think about like the interactions he's having with Mr. Hector, the interaction he has with Mercedes the cat. Even when the girl comes in to the building, how could we describe him as a character at that point?
He gets embarrassed a lot.
Yes, he's embarrassed, right? So he is on this mountain of emotions, and all of these things have happened. So we're going to focus in on how he continues to develop as a character, and then how that impacts, how his development as this plot develops, how it impacts him as a character. But now we're going to layer in the theme. What theme can we get from reading this portion of the text? So we're getting ready to go into chapter 3. And so I want you to think about all of those things that he has encountered so far, and then what starts to happen in chapter 3. Okay?